Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome in. Thank you for joining me. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Thank you to everyone who has liked and subscribed to my channel. Thank you all who've been here for me through thick and thin. Everyone that has stood by me, thank you, my mods. Y'all are wonderful. I have the best mods. Thank you to everyone who has bought a reading from me. It has helped tremendously. And for everyone who has sent me gifts, thank you so much too. And for everyone who has, again, liked, subscribed, left me a comment, thank you. Thank you to everyone. Um, I have went through this past Saturday. I had an experience, I always tell y'all to pay attention to the signs. Your loved ones on the other side, and I just saw a big, huge blue spirit orb, but it was like a ring. There's confirmation. Um, Anyways, I'm sorry. I always tell y'all to pay attention to the signs that your guardian angels, your spirit guides, your past over loved ones, they will let you know. They will answer you. Even the divine will answer you, or whatever name you want to refer to the higher being by. And so I had, been thinking about something for a while. There's been several things that have crossed my mind that I've been, contemplating, trying to figure out the best way to do things and such. And one of those things that I had thought about was, how can I best help y'all and serve y'all? And, especially, y'all who come to me and pay for a personal reading. And this wasn't an easy decision for me to make, but it was one that I knew I had to make. And so I decided to go through and set up where the stream would only be for the people who have paid me for the readings. And, I recorded a video explaining how to get a reading from me. So if you haven't watched it, I encourage you to go watch that. But anyhow, so, I was asking my spirit team, should I go down this road? And I'm patient. I knew I'd have to wait for an answer. It may not happen right away. Well, Saturday morning, I was watching one of my favorite tarot readers. Um, they specifically read on Pisces only. So they specifically read on the Pisces zodiac. And it was interesting. The reading they did was talking about angels watching over us, having our back. And they were going through and explaining some of the things, that the angels were talking about, that some of us, in the Pisces zodiac are probably experiencing. And they had mentioned if you start getting specific signs like feathers, for an example, they had mentioned feathers, to trust it, that my angels are behind me, and that this reading was for, me and anyone else who might be getting those signs. And, and I felt good after I was done watching it. And, and I just thought to myself, I said, Spirit, that would be great, if you could give me a sign like that to let me know you truly back me, back what I'm doing. That the decision I've been seriously pondering for a while now. Should I go ahead and make the paid readings like a semi-private stream for only the people who are there paying for a reading, and the ones like my mods, and that's it. And I consider opening it up to my Patreon members too, whether they paid for a reading or not. They would be the only other people I'd have welcome in there. And so I sat there and it's like, because I was seriously considering about doing it Saturday, but, I thought it would be too quick, abrupt, but, so anyways, I just said, Spirit, could you send me that sign? Could you send me, the sign, my intuition keeps telling me to go ahead and do this, but it would be great if I can get like a feather. It was probably about 20 minutes later. I kid you not. I walk outside in my backyard and I'm sitting there and I'm petting my cat Wolfie. And as I'm sitting there petting Wolfie, what do you know? A white feather comes flying this way, right in front of me. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Oh my gosh. And I ran over and picked it up. Here it is. White feather. That spirit sent me Saturday to let me know that yes, they trust, and they back my decision, that I have their support. So I knew right away, okay, I'm going to do exactly what I've been thinking about, what my intuition's been calling me to do. And so I had, got on, I don't know, maybe an hour before the stream and had announced it. It was a short stream, just let everybody know. But I didn't give myself enough time to process, what I just experienced, what happened and everything. So it was pretty abrupt and I felt bad about it. But I still knew it was the right decision for me to go with. And so then while I'm doing the reading with the people who were there who had paid for the reading, right after I got done doing one of the readings, I get another sign. I see this white orb that's about the size of this crystal, okay? So like the palm of my hand, about this size. Right here, to the right of me, to the right of my screen over here, right in, like, next to the wall. I see it, and it's white, and it's like, it's moving like towards me a little bit. And then I see it go back towards the wall. And suddenly, I see it make a shape of angel wings. I kid you not. And I sat there in shock. And I remember even saying to the people in the streams, like, I can't believe what I just saw. It's like, I don't even know how to describe what I saw. It was that amazing. And it just happened just like that. That was spirit giving me, again, that confirmation. They were behind me. My guardian angels are backing me. My whole spirit team's backing my decision. And they're happy I'm doing this. And so I thank them. And then after the stream was over with the readings, I was sitting here still at my desk in my office, and I think I was doing a recorded reading, and I picked up one of my decks, and I had turned it over, and I was completely amazed. It spoke right to me. The first one said, set boundaries. You can't always be nice. Set boundaries. You can't always be nice. And it really spoke to me, confirming exactly what I knew how to do, because I had to, set up a boundary now. And it was hard for me to make. It was hard for me to do, because like this card says, you can't always be nice. Well, I want to be sweet to everyone and nice to everyone. You're sweet and nice and respectful to me. I'm naturally that way in return. But I felt like doing that, making my streams private for only the people who pay for a reading and my mods, maybe I was still struggling with that decision a little bit. But Spirit was coming in and backing me, because that's pretty much what, I was thinking, like, it's time to put up that boundary. Kid you not, is what I had thought before I saw this card, and Spirit answered me. Not only that, but then right underneath that card, here's the next one. Trust your intuition. These two cards, right next to each other. That's the other confirmation. That was another sign, another clear message from Spirit that the decision I made and in what I'm doing with my channel and where I'm taking it is right. They back me, they support me 100%. But that's not the end of it. Then I was looking, I remember I was pulling a card to do a short with from my angel deck. And before I had even shuffled the deck and hit record, I turned the deck over. And on the bottom, it says, embrace your life purpose. And right underneath that, it says, you will manifest what you need. Another confirmation. These two, confirmation. That I'm doing my life purpose, my life work, what I was put here to do. Which others have confirmed that, other psychics I know. And then, after I was done doing the reading for the angel card pull, I put the deck down and I looked, turned it over, looked at the bottom, says you're ready for more. And what the card says about embrace your life purpose, it says, I am guiding you towards your divine life purpose. Whatever makes your heart joyful is what you're meant to be doing. That's what this card says. Embrace your life purpose. That's the first one. And the second one about you will manifest what you need. Express gratitude as if your plans have already come to pass. Trust that your angels are bringing you the assistance you need. So, and I truly believe that. And I tell y'all that all the time. And I tell y'all, to have gratitude. Because gratitude will bring you abundance. And I know that, so that was my reminder. And then the last one, you're ready for more? It says, your career is growing and blossoming. Now is the time to make the changes you have been contemplating. The other confirmation. I can't make this up. Not saying that I ever do, but it always amazes me how Spirit will come in and answer me. And give me those clear confirmations, those clear messages, those clear signs that, the voice I hear, like my spirit guides, it's not just me hearing things, that, that kind of thing, how, we do that. And I know it's not me just hearing things or wishful thinking. This is all clear messages from Spirit, that decisions I've made and, where I've taken the channel this far is right. So, but that's not it. Then today, earlier, I walked outside my backyard to pet my cat Wolfie. And I kid you not, again, I see another white feather blow right by me. And I remember I sat up and I went to chase after it, but the wind was blowing. I couldn't catch it, but I knew what it was. I almost got to it too. I remember I wasn't but maybe an arm reach of it, and I just ended up not being able to catch it, and it blew away. But it was another white feather. Again, and right before I had saw that white feather today, I had asked Spirit about, the decision I made, is this really the right one? They answered me again. Yes. Your decision to do what you have done and where you're taking everything is right. So, my beautiful people, that's what led me to the decision I made. Spirit, was pushing me this way. And it's something I have been thinking about, but I've resisted doing. But when I tell y'all, again, when Spirit sends you signs, messages, They do. These are other examples of that I have gotten. And there's one other thing I saw, or maybe it wasn't today or yesterday. Yeah, maybe not. Sorry. But anyhow, when I tell y'all to pay attention to the signs, when you ask your angels, your spirit guides, your past over loved ones to send you a sign, they do. And yes, it's not in the way we ask for or hope for, like hearing their voice or something, like seeing their ghost appear. It may not happen that way. I mean, some of us who are mediums can see that, but even us who are mediums like myself, I don't always get to experience that either. So just understand me. So there's other signs that I pay attention to, that I look for after I ask, and they always answer. And so what I want y'all to remember is to pay attention to your environment whenever you ask your loved ones, your guardian angels, your spirit guides for a message. For one, especially a message that it's absolute confirmation, clarity, can't be anything like those angel wings. I know they're not angel wings, but white feathers. Can't make it up. These cards, I can't make it up. And the timing. So, my beautiful people, I hope this message helps you, to remind you of that. If you don't know this already, I hope this helps you. Just ask for a sign, ask for that message. Be willing to receive it and say thank you to them when it happens. Acknowledge it when it happens. But also be realistic about the signs you're expecting too, because sometimes what you're expecting may not be possible. Because what I try to remind y'all of is even our past over loved ones. As much as some of us would love to see their ghost, sometimes they can't do that. Why? Because they don't have enough energy to manifest. And they need a lot of energy to do that. Two, they may fear doing it because they're afraid it's going to scare you. And that's the last thing they would ever want to do, is scare you. And I know so many of y'all will say, well, Amanda, if I were to see my parents, ghost, it wouldn't scare me. I understand that, okay? But let me explain something to you. I've been experiencing the paranormal, my psychic gifts since I was 6, 7 years old. And it has scared me when I've seen my loved ones ghost. I've seen it, since 6, 7 years old. And I have seen it this year, in fact. And I've seen other people's spirits, their ghosts, and it does startle me. I feel a lot easier with it today than I did many years ago when I was young. But understand me, even for someone like me who experiences this on a regular basis, it still startles me. And I can't even tell you that there's been times, and some of y'all may remember this. Y'all might have even been there that night. And this has happened in recent months where I was here on my stream talking to y'all, and a white spirit orb. When I say it came close to me, it came close to like my face, and it startled me because I remember I did this and everybody saw me, because it even seen spirit orbs, and I see spirit orbs daily, on a regular daily basis, multiple times a day. I see them in every color of the rainbow. I see them in different shapes, different sizes, and I've seen multiples that look like a cluster of them all at once, and they make different symbols for me. So even those can catch me off guard sometimes and startle me just like that. So just be mindful of that, beautiful people. So Well, I guess my beautiful people, I hope again this helps y'all. And to remind y'all, ask for those signs, ask for those messages, and be realistic and wait. Because understand me, it may not happen as quickly as mine did. And many times it doesn't. It might take a day or two, even maybe a little bit longer. And it may not happen directly in front of you either. Okay? It might be listening to overhearing someone else's conversation. And it sounds like that conversation is answering exactly what you asked your loved ones for, your spirit guides and angels. But that's how they're answering you. That's how they're sending you that message. I always explain it as this. It's our loved ones, our spirit guides, and our guardian angels way in divine, their way of sending us like a postcard from heaven to say I love you and I'm here with you, and also to give you that confirmation you're looking for. That's how I see it. That's how I view it. So beautiful people, I'm gonna leave it here. I hope this helps you. I hope you are getting those messages, those confirmations, those signs, those symbols from above, no matter who it is, no matter who you hope you're getting it from. I hope you are getting them, and I hope you continue to get them because they are magical. They are amazing. And it always reminds you to let you know you're never alone. Even when you think you're alone, physically, like I'm in my office right now, physically alone, I know I'm not alone. I know my spirit guides are here. I see them. I feel them. I also know my angels are here because I always call them in. And there's other signs they've given me before when they let me know they're here. And I see spirit orbs. So, and I hear my spirit guides' voice. Or, they send me their thoughts or visions. So, I hope you are getting and experiencing some of the most amazing confirmations, messages, like the ones I have, that helped me to come to the decision I made for myself and for the channel, and to help serve y'all as best as I see I can help y'all, to run my channel as it is my business as best as I can. So my beautiful people, thank you. Thank you again so much for being here, for being a part of my life, being a part of my journey, being a part of my channel, and liking, subscribing, buying readings, and or sending me donations just to show your love and support, or sending me other gifts, packages, or just liking and subscribing. And my mods, thank you so much again for all y'all do for me. So I'm sending y'all away with many blessings, much love, and healing light. Until next time.